Here's another delivery, probably our last delivery of the year from Lone Star. Rare exotic fish, Charles. A great guy with a unique selection of fish. There should be 5 true Brazil piraiba inside and 10 harlequin lancer catfish in there. Let's see how they are. Pretty thorough instructions on what to do. Charles recommends to float it first to equate the temperature and then acclimate by dripping the water in the bucket. This is some of the best packing I've ever seen, and information too. Iron packed with no light is recommended. I'm gonna turn the light on. Everything seems good. They're not individually packed, what I'm a little bit surprised at, but hopefully everything's fine. I probably would have packed them separately. Yep. These guys are trying to get out of the water, which means ammonia to me. Pretty red too, with 5 piraiba. There is no time to float the bags, Charles. These guys are suffering from ammonia poisoning. The harlequins are much better. See? He's trying to get out of the bag. The water is horrible. I have no time to float him. I need to move quick. Okay, I took out the harlequins first. I'm gonna add analog to their water and then take this out because these guys are dying. Look at them, trying to jump out of the water. The fish look awesome, very nice. But the piraiba are really stressed. I'm gonna start adding my water right away. They're sticking their snouts out of the water. They've been poisoned, but hopefully not too bad. The other 3 are doing better, just these 2, which look to be about the biggest probably. I started adding my water. I'm not gonna take long. Maybe 15-30 minutes, no more, depending on how they behave. If they come down, I'll take longer. If they don't come down, I'll take faster. Even though we're changing the water to new water, the analog seems to be working. They do poke their snout out of the water, but a lot less than before. And they're coming down. This guy's probably doing the worst. He's floating at the surface. The other 4 are on the bottom. I'll keep it very shallow in acclimation so there's maximum oxygen. Yeah, this poor guy is the worst. His back and the dorsal fin are sticking out of the water. the harlequin lancers are good. I mean, they came calm already, so they weren't suffering from pneumonia, from what I could see. I want to say Charles's instructions overall are very good. I like them. And when fish arrive without ammonia poisoning, still doing very well. I'll probably still add a little bit of ammonia, just a touch, even if there are no symptoms of ammonia poisoning. So if the fish arrive well, following these instructions would be very good, but I couldn't. I had to save the piraiba. So even though it's been about, I want to say 15-20 minutes since I got them, they come down, and this is about 90% my water now versus their water. This is what I cupped out of here. So I'm ready to put them in the tanks. It's a double-edged sword. The longer they spend in acclimation, the longer they're stressed, the worse it can be also. But again, pH shock and ammonia shock and temperature shock are to be avoided at all costs, or as much as possible, because those kill fish real fast. This is the only guy that's doing worse out of the piraiba. He's still at the surface with his dorsal sticking out and behaving unreasonably in the corner. The other four are much more reasonable, swimming around. See how he's zooming? Swimming around, okay, on the bottom. So he remains my main concern. I'm gonna start putting them in the tank pretty soon. The 5 true Brazil piraiba are getting their own 240-gallon tank, 8x2x2. They struggled greatly in the net, and they were avoiding my net, which I was very pleased to see. So they have a lot of energy left and a lot of awareness. So the poisoning wasn't too bad on them, I hope. They're still nervous. I just put them seconds into the tank. They look alright. Not too pale, not breathing too hard. So there is hope. Next are the harlequins. They're gonna go in a different. Being how small and fragile they are at this stage, I put them behind the divider with the most peaceful tank mates, except for the Jack Dempsey, but he's small. Those of you who are not familiar with harlequin lancer catfish, they're arguably one of the top looking, best looking catfish there is. They grow to under 1 foot, so they're very manageable, 6 to 8 inches. And they're dark brown or black with bright yellow spots, large spots and large stripes, just like you see right now. They already have more or less adult coloration, being at about 3 inches or so. They're very peaceful, they keep to themselves. I think they can tolerate each other too, even though they're Bagridae. Bagrids are known for their aggression. I've kept 3 before together and had no problems until the Asian upside down catfish killed them all overnight. That was a screw up on my part. They're extremely cute. If you're in for cute and color and peacefulness, that's your catfish. It's manageable in a medium and large home tanks. Right now they're available from Charles of Lone Star for $50 each, and his shipping is very reasonable, like $30 flat, no matter how many fish you get. So he pretty much eats the shipping. Alright, so that's our 10 Lancer cats. I'm so happy I got them. They're not monsters, but they're warm the cockles of my heart, I would say. I don't know why. Always been like that since I first saw them about 15 years ago. They're not offered often. So they're not super rare, but they're, I would say, rare. Alright, let's go check on the piraiba. The main target of that purchase. Hopefully they will grow to 5 feet in about 7 years, as our prior piraiba grew. But that was from Suriname. Yeah, Charles fastered them properly. I see the sunken stomach, which is good for the shipping. Hopefully they will begin eating soon. I think this is the guy that was struggling at the surface. He's not doing too bad here, or better. 1, 2, 3. That guy's alright. 4, 5. At this stage they cohabit well with each other. But as they grow, they will start developing a pecking order and aggression to each other. But we're far off from that stage, I hope. So they're not all hanging at the surface. They're not breathing too hard. They're not pale, and they behave reasonable. Except for the one guy that struggles a little bit to stay on the bottom, the one behind the colander. That's the one that was struggling the most in acclimation too, and probably in the bag. So apart from that guy, the other 4 are doing well, let's say. 3 of them are closer to the surface, but this water is aerated supremely. This flow is 20 times, the turnover in this tank is 20 times an hour. And the water being brought in is well oxygenated, so they should have no problems at all adjusting to this tank and enjoying plenty of room. As I said, 8 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot for 5 4-inch or 3-inch fish. And look at those barbels. Isn't that luxurious? Those barbels are awesome. They should have the same extensions on their, same length extensions on their tails too. So those been a little bitten off or lost some other way. A couple hours later, we're doing well. That's the one that concerns me the most. He's still swimming down, which understandable because this fish exhibited positive buoyancy in acclimation. Its back was bobbing up out of the water. These 4 are better. The Lancers I'm pretty sure are alright. Let's go check on them. They look fine. Their fins are tethered. I don't know if that them doing it to each other or whether they were housed with somebody else. They just came from the transshipper to Lone Star, and Charles only had them for about a week, so I don't know if it happened at his place or at the transshipper or importer. Anyhow, we'll see. If they bother each other, they'll continue here as well. Even though I said earlier I don't believe so, but I may be wrong. About 2 or 3 hours later, I gave him cut up mullet, and the little guys started eating right away. Not all of them, but yep, see? At least he's mouthing it. I didn't expect them to be hungry. I mean, already. They're surely hungry, but after such an ordeal. Come on, sweetie, you can find it. There you go. Good job. Okay, so that's a great sign. That they will be alright. I'm going to turn the light off and maybe they will eat some more. Three of them ate and 2 of them haven't. He's got something in the tummy, that one in the back. This one doesn't have anything. This guy it's got a bump in its stomach. That one does. The one that was struggling the most hasn't eaten either.